Hey you guys, how's it going? Am I connected yet? Let's see. Facebook Live was slow with me earlier today. Hey you guys, comment below if you're here so I can see who is here with me. Comment box is loading. Okay, so make sure you guys can see my board. Oh my god, you guys. These drawings I'm going to talk about in a little bit. I taught high school. I never had to draw anything really, except for like a plot diagram. So sorry about my pictures, but they are going to be really meaningful. Hey Diane, how are you? Diane, where are you from? Tell us where you live. I like to see where everyone is from. This is, hey Rachel, this is by far my favorite training of the week. Love, love, love talking about mindset, especially as a game changer for anyone's health and weight loss journey. And so earlier this week, days 1 and 2 of the food freedom, the 4 steps to a food freedom strategy, I talked about fitness and nutrition, which is definitely an important part of anyone's journey. But the mindset work is the game changer, and that's what I'm going to share today. From West Virginia, Diane, awesome. I used to live in Virginia myself. I lived in Arlington, Virginia, so I met my husband actually right outside DC, and then we moved to Florida for 4 years, back up to Ashburn, Virginia for 1.5 years for his work. And then we moved back here last year, and now we're staying. Not leaving Florida again. I love palm trees, as you can see by all my bright color clothing I wear all the time. So I love, love living in Florida. And Rachel, I know you live in Illinois, I believe, right? I think I remember you saying that. But anyway, guys, so as you jump in, comment below, and even if you're watching the replay, tell us where you're from, and I'd love to learn about more of you in the group, okay? Because my goal is to really have this as a community and have you guys learn some things, okay? So, as I was saying, when it comes to weight loss, right? And a lot of people are here, a lot of people work with me because they want this to be a lifestyle. A lot of times people have tried quick fixes. They've tried all kinds of meal plans and diets and working out. They've done all different kinds of things, cleanses, challenges, you name it. And they're tired of that, right? They want something that is going to be a lifestyle, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys follow people on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and you see all these health freaks or these trainers or these, coaches that they're preaching like it's a lifestyle, like health is a lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes some people, especially if they're struggling or they don't have that, they're like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about that. I don't want to eat healthy food, right? Fitness is not a lifestyle for me. It's like we secretly hate seeing that, but we also want to have that too. We want to have that lifestyle. And so the question arises how do I want to eat healthy? How do I get to the point where I want to eat healthy? How do I get to the point where I enjoy exercise? How do I stay committed no matter what? No matter what's happening at work, what's happening in my family, what's happening in the world, what pandemic's going on. I'll talk about that in a little bit too. How do I just stay the course? And how do I stay disciplined? Right? And that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is where mindset comes in. And a lot of people, when they hear that term mindset, it's very abstract. And I used to think the same thing too. That's too woo-woo for me, right? Just give it to me straight. I'm Italian, Puerto Rican, just tell it to me straight, okay? And mindset just seemed really far-fetched. So today I'm gonna make that more concrete for you. I have some pictures, as you can see. But another way to look at it, guys, is motivation. Because a lot of people, they tell me when they're struggling with weight loss, they're struggling to get to their health goals, whatever the case may be, they say, well, I'm not motivated, right? And oftentimes that is really, there's a break in the mindset. They're really the same thing. So whatever word you want to use, that's fine. I'll use them both interchangeably today. And oftentimes, guys, and I've said this before, when people have a lack of motivation, usually it's due to a lack of confidence, right? And that lack of confidence does come from the mind, right, from within. So we're going to talk all about this stuff today. So how I like to show mindset, I like to depict things. Clearly, I'm not an artist, but visualizations, those of you who have been in the mindset space or have learned anything about mindset, one of the key exercises that we do in mindset work is visualizations, right? So that could be anything from closing your eyes to envisioning what you want your life to look like, what your results look like, how you feel, etc. That's one way. But I'd also like to kind of show you guys, okay, with pictures of what the weight loss journey, especially when it comes to weight loss, that's what you guys are here for, most of you, what the mindset piece is and how significant it is for the weight loss journey. So I'm going to start off with the pyramid. And like I said before, guys, make sure you're taking notes today. This is going to be really, really helpful for you in terms of implementing this for yourself down the road. And this is really going to be like Mindset 101. Mindset is something that is so vast. And this is and I'll share one of my favorite strategies later on, but I really wanted to show you a little bit of why it's so important on the weight loss journey, okay? If you've been struggling for years, you've tried all different kinds of diets and fitness, it's usually because of the mindset you're struggling. So, pyramid. A lot of people, when they come to me, right, they're like, well, I know, weight loss is 90% nutrition, right? Or it's 80%, whatever you read on the internet, that's fine. 80 to 90% nutrition. And I want to be honest to you guys, back in the day, like when I first started training in nutrition, like I thought the same thing, right? That's what I've been taught, that's what you hear, and that was what I believed. But what I found, right, over the years was that it's not enough, right? So, here's the thing, guys. A lot of people, they think that, don't draw this yet, just watch, right? They think this. They're like, okay, well, this is nutrition, and this is going to be exercise, right? They think that. It's like 90%, 10%, right? But that's not true. If you watch my webinar, I think, Rachel, you did, right? If you watch my webinar, you know that that's not what I say. Where is my eraser? Let me fix this. All right, so this marker is not very good. Oh, and I'm ruining my triangle. Beautiful. I miss my smart board back in my teaching days. So here's the truth, all right? I'm gonna draw exactly what it looks like here. Okay, so this is exercise, this is nutrition, this is mindset. And I'm writing it out because it deserves to be written out. Okay, not to say that nutrition and exercise, food and fitness, as I usually call it with my clients, that's not important, but as you can see, it's such a small piece. And I can actually make this smaller, because in my webinar, I teach that mindset's like 90% of the weight loss journey. So when people say, oh, no, I know nutrition's 90%, I say, it's actually not. It's mindset, right? It's up here. Because you can know the right foods to eat, right? You can know what to eat nutrition. You can know the right exercises to do, but not do anything with it. Comment below if you've been in that boat. You've been given a meal plan. You've had food delivered to your house. Like maybe someone cooked meals for you, right? Or you know exactly what to eat at a restaurant, but you don't freaking order it because you have no motivation, no mindset to do it, right? That's why diets don't always work, okay? They don't work most of the time, okay? Okay, so this is the key. So mindset is 90%. 80, 90%, right? I'll put it in that category. Okay, so that's the pyramid. That's number one, visualization. Number two is the house. And that's the best house I can draw. And then actually before I go into the house, I want to say here, in order to make sure this pyramid stays intact, accountability is the fourth piece. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. That's day 4. That's the key. All right. Anyway, back to the house. So, you might even guess what I'm going to say here, but here's the deal, all right? The house analogies. I want you to visualize this too. So, of course, guys, when you are on the weight loss journey, you want to learn, of course, like what to eat and what to do, right? So, truth be told, that's like what's inside the house, okay? That's like the furniture, like what you're putting in your body. So, let's say you are the house, okay? The nutrition is like what you put in your house, okay? So, it's like your TV, right, with your antennas. Right? I cannot draw. This is so embarrassing. It's the chair, it's the bed, it's the furniture, it's whatever. Okay? So the food is like interiors, we'll say that. Okay? And then even fitness is the same thing. Fitness, same thing. Like what exercise do you choose to do? Right? Do you like to dance? Do you like to lift weights? Do you like to do yoga? Whatever. I talked all about that yesterday. In terms of fitness. So that's what goes inside your house. What door you use, what color it is, what windows, whatever. That's the food and fitness. The foundation of your house, that's your mindset, right? Mindset, okay? Can you guys see that? Mindset. Foundation of the house, write it down. And then the roof, that's going to be the accountability, right? That's the icing on the cake, right? But you cannot have a house. You cannot have a strong foundation, okay, without a strong mindset. So the mindset is the foundation. That makes sense? Okay? So remember that. So this is why mindset's everything. Okay? It is the bottom of the pyramid. Actually, it's a huge chunk of the pyramid, not just the bottom. And then it's the foundation of your house. Right? The walls and the interiors is the nutrition and the accountability is the roof. Right? But nothing happens without the base. Nothing. Okay. So we're going to talk more about that today. Okay? And how to strengthen your mindset and how to strengthen your foundation, right? And so that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you one of the strategies. And this is like mindset 101, right? The foundation of mindset work. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this. You guys can, obviously keep it down, but I'm going to erase this so I have more room to write on my board. It's not my favorite board here, but I want to say something, guys. I want you guys to write this down while I'm erasing this. And I say it to my group all the time. The greatest source of motivation comes from our own thoughts. Write that down. I don't care if you've heard me say it before, write it again. The greatest source of motivation comes from our own thoughts. Write it down while I erase this, okay? Because this marker is no fun. All right, so why that's so important to understand, guys, is one of the strategy I'm going to teach you today is about changing your thoughts, because oftentimes we have negative thoughts from a number of places that impede our weight loss goals. They prevent us from eating healthy and exercising and doing all of the things we know we need to do to lose the weight we want and keep it off. That's the key, maintenance, right? Oh my gosh, if weight maintenance is your struggle, mindset is super, super important, because a lot of times you can lose the weight, right? And then it's like, okay, well now what? Like, how do I keep it off? How do I stay disciplined? So this is key for my maintenance, okay? My people that want to maintain their weight loss. Comment below if you're joining in. I see I have some new people. Let me know that you're here. All right, so this is the strategy I'm going to teach you guys today. All right, you're going to want to write this down on your piece of paper, note-taking device, whatever. I'm going to shift. Okay, so it's called CTFAR. Okay, let me move my computer. Oh no, actually, let me keep it there. Okay. Cool. So CTFAR. I'm actually going to do this, guys, so you can see me. Ah. All right, there we go. CTFAR. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm going to tell you right now. So C stands for circumstances. All right. So, or like situations. All right. God, I can't say the word situation without thinking of Mike from the Jersey Shore. I literally can't. The same situation, right? Okay, so what I mean by this could be like what's going on in your life, right? Like COVID, we'll talk about this. It could be your goal, your situation. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds, right? It could be, work is work, right? Something that is getting in the way, okay, or something you want to achieve. All right, and I want to be really clear about this, because circumstance is controllable or uncontrollable. Some circumstances, okay, are in our control. For example, like I want to lose 20 pounds. You can control that. You can lose 20 pounds, or you're not going to lose 20 pounds. That is all in your control. Some people want to say, well, I'm 45, I can't lose weight. That's BS. You can lose weight at 45, you can lose weight at 65. Age is a number. Don't ever let age prevent you from doing anything. Believe me, I live in South Florida. Women down here defy all the odds, okay? So, and that's a mindset issue right there too. So circumstance is in your control or outside your control. So like COVID is an uncontrollable circumstance. We cannot control the world being shut down, right now, for the most part. So circumstances that are in our control or outside of our control. That's C. T stands for thoughts, okay? And I'm going to put I'm going to take blue. I like to color coordinate things, all right? Just like you, Jen, one of my clients, she's probably in here watching at some point. She likes to color coordinate stuff. All right? This is the most important thing. This T line, I call it, the thoughts, this is everything. Because as I say, the great source of motivation comes from our own thoughts. So today we're really going to pay attention to our thoughts, okay? And I always want you guys to pay attention to your thoughts. The F is feelings, okay? So how you feel based on the circumstance of the situation, and then the thought, right? Because our circumstance, the circumstance makes us think something, and then we feel a certain kind of way. This is like the emotion. That's another word for it, feeling, emotion. And then action. Okay, so what do you do because of the feeling, right? And then R is results. So what kind of results do you get, or what happens because of the action that you took, right? So what's the consequence, or what's the benefit, right? What's the win, or what's the loss? You can look at it that way too. Okay, so CTFAR. This is one of the mindset strategies that I use that really helps with changing your mindset. Okay, this is one of them. Now, I want you to understand something too before we go into some examples here of how to use this. If we can control, okay, and shift our thoughts, if we can kind of fix this, we will go far. Do you guys see that? Comment below if that makes sense to you. Comment below if this is making sense to a lot of you guys, all right? I like to hear you guys. I want this to be as interactive as possible. I know it's hard for me. I can't see you, but let me know if this is making sense for you guys, okay? Or my connection is freezing. I've had some issues with Facebook Live today for whatever reason, but let me know if this is making sense to you guys, okay? So if you can control and if you can deal with your thoughts, more importantly, like I said, your circumstances are sometimes in or out of your control, but if you can control your thoughts and shift your thoughts, you will go far, okay? Remember that. All right, watching me. Yay, Thurston! Oh no, you can't run anymore? Why can't you run? Tell me why. Because we can change that too. Is it an injury? Is it a mental thing? Tell me about that. So if we can change our thoughts, we'll go far. Okay, what I want you guys to do now, I want you to draw a line under this, all right? And then I'm going to give you guys an example of how to use CTFAR for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to give an example. I'm actually going to erase this because I want to make sure I have space, okay? So let me do this. I'm going to do this. So you guys write it. You can write underneath of this. You don't have to erase anything. Just write underneath. Draw a line underneath it, and then we'll move forward. Okay, so first example, I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, cool. Ready to go. So let's give one example of a circumstance. Okay, so let's say you want to lose 20 pounds, right? That's the goal. All right, lose. And Thurston, I don't know how much weight you want to lose, but I'm going to say 20. You probably don't have 20 to lose. Maybe you do, I don't know. But let's say that's the circumstance, right? This is like my situation. I want to lose 20 pounds, okay? Now, a lot of times when people are chronic dieters, they've done all different kinds of things. They have certain thoughts about diets in general, right? So here's a very common thought. And this is actually a really specific example. I can't enjoy date night. Okay. So this came up a couple times this week with people I spoke to. I'm glad this makes sense, Diane. Awesome. This actually came up a couple times this week. So, we feel like we can't go out with our spouse or our significant other. We can't go out to happy hour with our friends. I can't enjoy my favorite foods. So you don't have to write date night here. You can write I can't enjoy ice cream. That's something you love. I can't enjoy my favorite foods. But I'm just saying this because this has come up a couple times this week. So I wanted to bring that up. I can't enjoy, I don't want to go on a diet. I really love sushi and wine every Wednesday. My husband and I do date night every Wednesday, right? You'll tell me privately. Okay, Thurston, perfect. So this is a thought, right? And this thought, how does this thought make you feel? All right, there's a couple things. First of all, especially if you feel like you can't eat your favorite foods, the number one feeling is deprived, right? You're like, Now what? Like, what am I going to do on date night? I can't have sushi and wine? Like, shit, I don't even want to go on date night. Or, you know, I don't even want to diet if I can't eat ice cream. First of all, if you're on a diet that says you can't eat ice cream, get off of that diet. Okay, it's terrible. Unless you're lactose intolerant and you don't have any alternatives, but there's always an alternative. That's my belief. Okay, so another feeling you might have is you might feel fearful. Okay? Fearful that it's not going to last, right? Well, I can't stick to this diet if I can't eat ice cream or I can't go on date night because, like, I'm going to want that at some point. Like, I'm going to go and want sushi and wine. Like, what's the point? Or even if you have a plan, right? Let's say your plan says, yeah, like, go have sushi, go have wine. You're allowed to have ice cream. But you, in your heart, are afraid that that's not true. Okay? Like, I don't believe that. Like, it's not happening, right? You really think this. I can't enjoy date night. It's just not possible, right? You're afraid. You're fearful. Bottom, or another emotion that comes up, another feeling is resent. You're resentful. Okay? In IIN, Institute of Integrative Nutrition, we teach this emotional toolbox, like becoming really understanding of all these different emotions. But this is another one, resentful. And this is kind of linked to being deprived. But this is why a lot of people are like, oh, I hate diets. Like, I don't want to do another one, right? And we start to resent nutrition. We start to kind of like feel like, you know, I don't want to do anything, right? And so those feelings, deprived, fearful, resentful, the action, what we do, there's a couple of things, right? We eat whatever, right? Eat whatever you want, because you're just like, screw it, I'm just going to eat all the sushi and wine or all the ice cream, like no holds barred, which is totally fine. Oh, my broadcast is breaking. Ooh, thank you for letting me know, Thurston. Hold on a second. Let me see. Is it okay now? Hey guys, are you with me? Is it better? I swear, Facebook Live has been driving me crazy. Let me check on something real quick. I don't want to keep going if it's like choppy. Is that better? Comment below if you can hear me. Comment, hear me, see me. Hey guys, is that better? All right, well, I'm going to keep talking unless someone tells me you can't see me. Okay, so action is eat whatever, or let's say you go out for a date night, okay? You eat clean. You eat quote unquote. I hate the term eat clean. I hate that. It's annoying. So eat cool. I'll write quote unquote clean. All right. Then cheat later. And I don't like the word cheat either, because if you're on a sustainable nutrition plan, there's no cheating, right? It's just planning, right? You're planning to eat what you want. So then cheat meal. And then cheat later, sorry. Cheat later. Okay. Comment if it's making sense. Is it making sense that your thought creates certain feelings and then it creates a certain action? Does that make sense? Comment below if it does. Then results. Okay, so what happened? It's okay now. Good. Thank you, Thurston. All right, so then the result, guys, is how are you going to feel, right? If you eat whatever you want and like no worries, or like you eat clean and then later on you binge over the weekend or something, okay? So typically the results is you're going to struggle with weight loss, right? Struggle with weight loss, or you can say like no results. Okay? The results are none. You're stuck. You're in the same place over and over again, like a hamster wheel, over and over. That's what yo-yo dieting is. All right, so here's what's going to happen. If this is all happening, this, because of this thought, I can't enjoy date night. So what we have to do is we have to change the thought. So I'm just going to draw a line, okay, underneath. I'm not going to erase the whole thing. But circumstance is going to be the same, all right? So just leave the C. So C is going to be the same, okay? Circumstance, I want to lose 20 pounds. The thought, we have to change the thought. So we have to take this negative thought and make it more positive, right? Positive thinking. This is why celebrating gratitude is so important. So my new thought, okay, is that I can enjoy date night. Or I can enjoy my favorite foods. I can eat my favorite foods. I can have ice cream. Okay? Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I think that way? Like, I've never learned that before. Like, how do I do it? I talked about nutrition on Monday, Food Freedom Day 1. Go back and look at that, okay? And that also comes with, like, you know, understanding nutrition and the confidence that you're on in your plan, like, allows for you, you know, to enjoy date night and shows you how to do it. That's everything, right? That's what Food Freedom is all about. So once you understand, you believe in your heart and you have that thought, okay, that I can enjoy date night, whether it's because of the food, I can have sushi and wine, my nutrition plan allows that, I can have ice cream, I can eat what I want, right? If you want pizza, my husband and I like pizza for date nights. So when you have that thought, like I can enjoy it, you know you can enjoy your food, you're going to enjoy each other's company, you're going to do what you want. The feeling that you have, knowing and believing you can enjoy date night, okay, you feel confident. Yes, like, oh yeah, I can enjoy date night, I can eat the sushi and wine, no problem. You feel happy, right? And oftentimes, the biggest emotion that I hear and see is you feel empowered. You're like, hell yeah, like I am in control of what I can eat. I can go on date night and order what I want. And I'm not deprived. So notice deprived's not here anymore. Deprived's up here, but it's not here because we changed this thought. That's why I always say, when you change your thoughts, you change your results. And you change your life. It's everything. It's all up here. Your greatest source of motivation comes from your thoughts. All right, so then the action. What are you going to do? Eat desired foods. Eat desired foods according to plan. And like I said, guys, if you are on a nutrition plan that says no sushi, no wine, no ice cream, no pizza, or they only say like one piece of pizza, ice cream like once a week, get off of that plan. That sounds terrible. Sorry, I'm very blunt. Italian, Puerto Rican coming out in me, okay? Make sure my connection's okay, guys. Let me know if it's not. All right, so the results, okay? Anyway, back to the action, guys. Like, again, you know, date nights should be part of anyone's routine, okay? Or eating your food you love should be part of your routine, so make sure it is. And then results, because you're eating according to your plan and your plan allows for these foods, okay, and there's a strategy to the plan, you are going to, you know, weight loss is going to happen, right, or whatever your goal is, and you'll enjoy date night, or, you know, enjoy your ice cream, or you'll enjoy your pizza without any guilt, right, guilt-free. Ooh, guilt is an emotion I should have put up here. Deprived, fearful, resentful. I forgot that. Oh my God, guilt. Yes. Comment below if you feel guilty when you go on date night and you eat what you want or you drink what you want because it's date night and you're like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do what I want, and then you feel bad about it. My connection's breaking up. Ugh, I don't know why. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. So comment below if that's something that you feel, right? Because notice the guilt is up here, but it's not here because you changed your thought, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give another example. We're gonna go on to another example. Comment below if this example resonates with you, if this is something that you've experienced in your life and this makes sense to you. All right, how to kind of change that mindset, okay? All right, I'm gonna erase this. All right, I'm gonna move on to a new example. A new one. We got one more. All right, and then I'm going to open up for questions. So let me do this. One more example. And the example I'm going to use is based on COVID. Okay, I'm going to sit down for this one. All right. All right, erase that. You guys can just draw, we'll do a new one. Underneath on your notes, we're gonna do a whole new one. All right, you know what I might do, guys? All right, I'm gonna try a little bit longer. If it keeps breaking in and out, I'm gonna reset my internet and then go from there, okay? I know Jaquel said it's breaking up. Rachel, Diane, can you still see me, hear me? Everything good? Let me know. If not, I'm going to reset my internet, okay? I'll come back online. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the next example. Okay, so COVID. This is something I'm seeing a lot and hearing a lot about. Well, I gained a lot of weight during COVID. I'm really struggling, okay? So the circumstance is COVID, right? Can you guys see that? And guys, remember, the C line, the circumstance line, that is something that is in or not in your control, right? So unfortunately, COVID is not in your control, right? You cannot control what's going on in the world, right? So that's something, but that doesn't mean it should shut your whole life down, which is what this whole process is about. So a lot of people are telling me that, or they're thinking like, I can't exercise because my gym's closed, right? So this is an example, guys. So my gym is closed, so I can't work out, right? Or I don't want to work out. So right, I don't want to work out. Or they say workouts aren't the same, right? Which is not necessarily a bad thing. My workouts changed during COVID, and it's been amazing for me. I haven't gone back to the gym really. Okay. Oh, Diane, you're good. Perfect. Okay, so some of you are good. Awesome. So those of you who are struggling with the connection, I'm sorry. But I'll make sure that I'll post the CTFAR on the group anyway. Okay, I'll post a little handout for it. So these are thoughts that people are having. Okay, my gym is closed, so I can't work out, or my workouts aren't the same. And typically, what happens because of that, we feel unmotivated. Right? Right, we feel unmotivated. Sometimes people say lazy. That's the same thing, right? And then what happens, the action, we don't work out, right? Or we don't push ourselves, right? Or push ourselves. All right, and home. So like, for example, like if you're doing like a Instagram live workout, like after 5 minutes, you give up, right? You're like, oh, whatever. If you typically would go for 30 minutes, right? That can be an example right there. So this is what happens, right? Because we have this really negative thought. The gym's closed, so I can't work out, or my workouts aren't the same. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like when COVID first hit, you know, I belong to actually 2 gyms, believe it or not, I'm a trainer. So I was like kind of upset. I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my barbells and, you know, this and that. And honestly, like having to work out at home has been really quite a blessing for me, and I really haven't gone back to the gym at all. And gyms have been open in Florida for over a month, right? So I haven't really gone back. So that's just because I have that mindset. I shifted my thoughts, right? And that's what everyone needs to do with this mindset strategy. So when this happens, okay, what is the result? It could be weight gain, right? We're not working out, we're not moving. Weight gain or no gains. All right, so if you're trying to get strong, you want to get more muscle, that's not happening if you're not lifting weights, right? You're not doing some kind of strength training, right? So weight gain or no gains, no progress or no progress. Okay, so notice, guys, I'm going to drive this point home again. This negative thought makes everything after it negative. Everything. So what we have to do is change the negative thought. So we're going to make a new thought. So I want you to draw a line under this model. Okay, call it the model. So the C is the same, all right? It's COVID. The thought, we have to change the thought. So let's think about this. All right, I want you guys to comment below here. Let's make this more interactive. What thought can we have here that will change everything? Comment below. Tell me what to write. We did one example earlier. Now I want to hear from you. What can we do? What thought should we write down? Tell me. Tell me what to write. while I see if Rachel can see me. I was going to message Rachel. Tell me, guys, what should I write? Think about it. Oh, you know. All right. I want to get this training moving. I do have a call after this. So, the thought we have to change here is I can still work out. I would put an exclamation point because I am one of those positive people and I like to exercise. Okay, Rachel's like 10 minutes behind. That's fine. Okay, okay guys, I'm just gonna keep going here with the training because I know there's an internet it's a little slow, but people are still able to see it, so that's fine. All right, so I can still work out. So that is the new thought. And when we have that thought, like, oh wow, like I can still work out, right? What is the feeling that we have? I'll give you a couple of things. First of all, it's hopeful. All right, like, yeah, like I can still exercise, I can still work towards my goals, I can still get strong, right? So we start to have all these more positive thoughts when we feel this way, hopeful. We feel committed, you know? We're like, yeah, there's something really awful going on in the world right now, but it's outside of my control. I have to realize that, right? Circumstances are neutral. They are either controllable or uncontrollable. COVID you can't control. Does that mean you should shut everything down? No, especially if it's working out. Your job is a whole different story. You still can't control that. You can absolutely control your exercise. So I can still work out. You guys, there are millions of free workouts online. You could do something, right? Or, you know, you can work out with someone in your neighborhood, whatever. So I can still work out. So you're hopeful, you're committed, and then if you're like me with these exclamation points, you're excited. Like I said, you guys, I definitely struggled my first week of the gyms being closed, and I have a full garage of equipment, right? But ever since then, I've gotten super, super creative and learned some new exercise programs. And that could be an action, right? So not only do you work out, but you try something new. I got into dance cardio lately. I never knew I would like that. Try something new. You know, you try new workouts, you meet new trainers, you meet a new community of people, whatever it is. And then the result is, you know, weight loss or gains, right? Like muscle. And then you get results. Yes, absolutely. So notice, oh, you can't see that. There we go. Okay, so notice, again, by changing this thought right here, everything is changed. So notice how negative this is and how positive this is. By changing our thoughts. Consider alternatives to the gym. Absolutely. Thank you, Thurston. Absolutely. So you think of a new thing, right? So, you know, luckily in South Florida, we can run outside. I mean, you can run outside anywhere now. You can work out outdoors. You can get fans. There's tons of body weight exercises you can do. There are so many things you can do. Okay? But guys, the biggest take-home message here is the thought, right? So this is a negative thought, and it creates not good results, right? And then this is a positive thought, so everything else is positive. You got it? Okay, so what I want to do at this point is I want you guys to tell me, and this might not be great because of the slow delay here. But what are some thoughts that you're having that holds you back? What are some of your negative thoughts? Give me one negative thought that you are struggling with or that you have struggled with on the weight loss journey. All right, so go ahead and comment below what's one negative thought that you've experienced. Go ahead and do that. And I'll see if I can address them. I know there's a little bit of a lag, a delay with the training. But what I'll do is I'll see as the comments come up, I will, write some comments here, or I'll talk about it. And then if I don't get to it during the training, I'll make sure I comment in the group. Okay, because I want to thank you guys for being here. I really hope this is helping you guys. This is one of my favorite things to talk about on the weight loss journey. So, and something else I want to stress when it comes to mindset work, okay? The mind, okay, the brain, is a muscle that has to be worked just like we work your biceps. Biceps, just like you work your glutes, your legs, like we kicked our booties this morning in the booty and back day. One workout and one healthy meal is not enough to see results. And that's why, we have to eat healthy and we have to work out consistently and see results. But it's the same thing with mindset. Doing this one time is not going to make any difference. It's not. We have to check in with our thoughts consistently. And I always say this, what we do consistently is who we will become. So we have to make sure that we are consistent with our mindset work. And guys, this is one strategy of many, okay? And this is like one of the basic ones, but there's some more that really help us change these thoughts for good, okay? And I want to be clear too, like when it comes to mindset work, because I know that terminology is still very vague to some people. I'm not talking about meditation. Not that meditation is bad. I think meditation, there's a lot of, I'm seeing some thoughts come in. Let me talk about this real quickly. I beat myself up. Diane, I love that you're so honest. Why do you beat yourself up? That's a question I want to ask you personally. And you don't have to message here if you don't want to. You can message me. You can DM me in the group, private message. But why do you beat yourself up? Is it about food, about exercise? What is it about? Rachel, I can't stick to anything. Rachel, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Why can't you stick to anything? What is it? What feelings are coming up for you? Right? So really dig into that thought too. I ask a lot of questions. As a coach, it's my job to ask a lot of questions. Yes, I give advice. Yes, I help people get results. But my job is to be your mirror. When you're struggling and you're so deep in your thoughts, it's my job to take you out of your head. As Tony Robbins always says, if you stay in your head, you're dead. Right? So this is what mindset work does. It gets you out of your head, all right? Because once we change the thought, we go far. Thurston, what are you saying? Being stuck in the house working remotely makes it harder for me to be motivated. Totally understand that. When I first went from working in gyms and in schools to being homebound most of the time, I still do training in homes, but I'm mostly home. It was really hard. I get it. There's food everywhere. I don't feel like driving to the gym when I'm at home. I get it. But why? What is it about being at home? So I'm going to ask you that question, Thurston. What is it about being at home that makes you unmotivated? Being at home is a circumstance, right? That's uncontrollable if you work from home. So what you can control is your thought about working from home. So what is it about being stuck at home? All right, you can comment below or you can message me privately. Rachel, you too. I know you and I have talked a little bit, but you can message me privately too, right? I love that you're thinking about, or I shouldn't say thinking about thoughts. You're digging into these thoughts. You're recognizing these thoughts. That is the first step, is identifying the thought, right? Because once you identify the thought, everything else kind of can make sense. You get it, okay? All right, what was I talking about? Oh, meditation, okay. Sometimes people say, oh, well, I just need to meditate, and that's how I'm going to work on my mindset. The problem with that, again, I'm not against meditation. However, meditation is the opposite of looking at your thoughts. Meditation is about freeing every thought in your mind and just staying present, right? And just kind of visualizing nothing in your mind, right? And that's why there's guided meditations, because so many people struggle with their thoughts, right? And they can't stop thinking. So they just want to meditate and not think about anything, right? And so there's benefits to meditating. Don't get me wrong. It's good to detach and create space from your thoughts, but you cannot avoid your thoughts. That's the difference. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to come back to the comments here in a few minutes. I see some good comments here. So that's why meditation is a tool, but it's not the solution. So when someone says, oh, well, I need help with my mind, so I'm going to meditate. That's not it, okay? Or I need to do more self-care. I'm going to go for a massage. Yeah, well, that doesn't solve your thoughts, right? What's going on up here, right? Oh, Diane, you're an all or nothing person. Oh, girl, I did a whole training on all or nothing mindset last week. Oh, goodness. And so when it comes to all or nothing, what are you all or nothing about? Oh, let me see. So when I eat the not so good food and 2 or 3 too many margaritas, then I feel, well, I've messed up, so why not go eat what I want? Totally get that. Why can't you have margaritas? And why can't you eat good food? That's my first question. I love margaritas. I never tell people I work with they can't have margaritas. Oh my gosh, one of my clients, Tamina, I don't think she's in this group actually. She lives in DC, she's not on Facebook very often. She told me when we first started working together, she was like, Kristen, I literally drink margaritas 4 days a week. They went to Uncle Julio's all the time. She was a mom of 2, you know, she was a psychologist, very stressed out from kids, work, family, and she's like, God, like alcohol's my outlet, and I love margaritas. And that was something that, she's like, I don't know if I can ever like get over that. And I was like, well, why? Like, what is the margarita? Like, let's talk about that. So we talked about mindset, but then I want to tell you guys a funny story. That was when we started working together. It was like December of 2 years ago. That March, she went on spring break to Cancun, or somewhere in Mexico, Cancun, Cabo, one of the seas. And she texted me when she was in Cabo, because I'm very close with my clients, right? And she said, Kristen, I just had a margarita, and it was like so sweet, I didn't even like it. And I'm like, well, wait a second, like, you know. So we changed her taste buds over time, number one, but number 2, like she's having a margarita and she didn't like that specific margarita, and she ended up drinking less because of just like our work together and like why she was overdoing it with the margaritas, whatever. But she still could have margaritas. I never took them away from her. But it's so funny that like she was so dependent on margaritas in December, maybe it was January, and then like a few months later she's in Mexico and she's like, oh, I don't even want this. Like, it was just so funny. Anyway, I love talking about margaritas and food, so sometimes I go off on a tangent there. But Diane, I want to know why that's not allowed. Any plan that doesn't allow you to have those things, get off of it. Rachel, yeah, I know you're an all or nothing person too. Scared, nothing has worked in the past, overwhelmed with all the options out there. Yes, I totally understand that, because there are so many options out there and a lot of them are so different, right? They all say different things. That's why the most important thing is creating something that works for you and something you know you can stick to. You guys, I have done like 5-day liquid fast. I did a Master Cleanse for 5 days once. I've done low carb, I've done keto. This is all in my past. I tried shakes for 2 days and I gave up. That was terrible for me. I like to eat. I'm Italian, so I can't do one of those things for a long period of time. Thurston, I am more active and social when I'm out and about. Yeah, absolutely. I totally get that. So what happens when you're in your house? Like, what is it, you know? So again, like, yes, you can be out and about socially, but again, that's a mindset thing. So when we're trapped in that thought, it prevents us from doing anything. So how can you change that thought? How can we change that thought to be more positive? What can you do to be more active and social in your house? Yeah, I get it. I am more active and social when I'm out and about. I get it. You guys, I am the most extroverted person on the face of the planet. That's why I Zoom like it's my job. Well, actually, it is my job, but I Zoom like crazy. When people want to talk to me, I'm like, can you go on Zoom, please? Because I'm so social. So Thursday, what can we do to be more social in your house, right? What can we do to motivate you inside your house? Yes. Diane and Rachel, I'm so glad you guys are sharing that feeling, well, that thought, I should say, that all or nothing mindset, because I know that is the hardest thing. Diane, I lost 180 pounds, and the last 2 years have been hard for me and put on the 70 pounds. Okay, so what's happened? And Diane, this is totally personal. If you don't want to share this, it's totally fine. But what's happened over the last 2 years to put on the 70 pounds? Is it the all or nothing mindset? That's right. Okay. So again, what maybe happened was when you lost that 180 pounds, you did it in a way that was, maybe very restrictive, right? Not that I can't have it, it's that I get out of control, right? But what's happening is there's somehow the lack of control is you're feeling deprived. Oh, I guess that was the last example. You're feeling deprived somehow, and there's guilt. And when there's guilt, this is emotional eating, 100%. You guys, I can talk for hours on emotional eating. I actually do that for a living these days. I do work with Instagram Nutrition about emotional eating psychology. So when we go out of control, there's a reason for it. There's all these other emotions underneath. There's stress, there's guilt, there's anger, there's loneliness, there's fear, there's inadequacy, there is resentment, there is, oh my gosh, I can go on for hours, right? So we gotta talk about those emotions. So for you, Diane, that thought, we might have to dig more into the emotional piece, the feelings, right? And because, you feel defeated, right? And you probably also have that thought, Diane, that I I can't control margaritas. That's what Tamina used to think. She can't control her margaritas. But it's possible. She went to Cabo and had like 2. And she drank other stuff. Don't get me wrong, she had a fun time. But she's on my website. She has a testimony. You guys can read it if you want. But yeah, we gotta work on those emotions, Diane. Ooh, I got some ideas for you. Oh, I love this. I love coaching. I love my job. So important. I was in the classroom for 10 years as a teacher, and I still teach. Just teach something totally different. And I think it's so important. Okay. Yes. All right, guys. So here's what I want to do. I was talking about meditation and getting out of your head, right? Which is important, but we can't ignore those thoughts, right? So really, guys, mindset work is digging deep into your thoughts. So like with what Diane, like I was just digging a little bit, right? Thurston, I was digging. Rachel, I dug a little bit. We got to dig. So guys, this is like a strategy, but there's still digging that has to go down, because shifting a thought can be easy for some people, but it's really hard for others, right? So I don't want to tell you guys like this is all you have to do for mindset and that's it. For some people this is enough, but not everybody. Okay? And that's like some people, I can give them a meal plan, they follow it, but other times we struggle, right? Same thing, right? So when we really think about mindset, when we really dig into the mindset, I'm talking about your thoughts, your past, like your childhood, all right? So like, how did you grow up with food? You know, what did your parents say about food? You know, what was your upbringing with food like? Super important. I was an emotional eater. Diane, I resonate with you because I was an emotional eater, and that's why a lot of the work I do right now is with emotional eating, because I was not allowed to have certain foods, right? Or I was discouraged from having it. As I'm sure parents do, we want our kids to be healthy, but like and I said this yesterday in my fitness training, my dad, you know, was always kind of like, don't finish your plate. You don't need that. My stepdad told me I had trunk legs, thunder thighs. Oh yeah, that's how I got into fitness. I wanted skinny legs. So I was always terrified of eating, and then I would binge on cookie dough, frosting, gummy bears, M&Ms. In college, oh my gosh, my aunt from Texas would send me bags of peanut M&Ms, and I would just crush them. I had a weight issue in college, not because I was drinking a lot, but because I was eating a lot. Emotionally, I'm stressed. I'm a stress eater for sure. It's like 1/3 of the population is a stress eater, and 2/3 don't eat when they're stressed. It's actually, a lot of people think stress eating is common. It's not as common as you think. Some people don't eat. But it was very real for me, so I get that. Okay, Thursday, we'll talk soon for sure. Rachel, what about those people in our lives that make it harder for us to stay motivated? All right, Rachel, that's a great point. That's a circumstance. Okay, a spouse, parents, friends. You're out at happy hour and everyone's eating and drinking, and like you want to like be mindful. You know, I always talk about being mindful, not being restrictive. And people are like, oh, just come on, like one more. That's a circumstance. What's your thought about that circumstance? It all comes to your thoughts. Okay. Again, guys, mindset though, I want to make you understand something, that it really is all about digging into the past, digging into your circumstances, your thoughts about those circumstances, your feelings, all those kinds of things. Even with exercise. So when people tell me they're not motivated to exercise, typically there's thoughts about exercise, right? I talked a lot about this yesterday. So we have to understand our thoughts, because exercise is a circumstance, it's a situation. For example, I'm at the gym, I'm gonna work out. And guys, sometimes like I haven't driven to the gym lately, but I would drive to the gym and I'm like, I don't even feel like getting out of my car. Like, I'm tired. I have this whole workout planned, you know, I'm gonna hip thrust, I'm gonna do bench press, whatever. And I just don't wanna do it. Like, I just wanna go home. It's raining. Like, no thank you. But that is, rain is a circumstance. It's gloomy outside. I don't feel like working out. I didn't sleep last night. I don't feel like working out. That is a circumstance, right? But what is your thought about that? And how can you change your thought, right? When you change your thoughts, you change your feelings, your actions, your results. Everything. Okay. Diane, I was 12 when I started counting calories. Oh my gosh. I talked about this yesterday in the training. I would write on Post-it notes everything I ate. It was crazy. Okay, anyway, guys. So mindset work is everything. Everything. So Rachel, yeah, I want to understand what it is about those people. right? And your thoughts about those people and how we can make them a circumstance and not control you. Circumstances should not control you, right? And this is what we call the external locus of control, right? When we believe that other things control us. When we believe that food controls us, right? Like, I can't just have one margarita or 2 margaritas. I have to have 5. Which I'm saying, like, that's not a terrible thing, guys. 5 margaritas once in a while. I don't know. That's just my life. I can't just have 1 serving of ice cream. I can't just have, 1 bag of chips. I have to have, like, multiple bags, or, like, the big jumbo bag. I can't go to the movie theater and get a small popcorn. I gotta get a large, and I gotta eat the whole thing. The all or nothing mindset. That is when we let other things control us. But we have to build that internal locus of control. We call that intrinsic motivation in the education world. In emotional eating, we call it the internal locus of control, right? And the internal locus of control is from our thoughts. When we are external, we let outside forces control us. But we can't. We can't. Okay? So, if you know you need help with your mindset, if you know that this is one strategy that can help you, but there's still a lot of thoughts, a lot of doubt or fears, there's a lot of unknowns in your thoughts, in your mind, that's affecting you. It's affecting your feelings. It's affecting your moods. It's affecting your actions and your results, okay? I want you to reach out to me for help, okay? Because this is one of the ways that I help people change their life for good, okay? And that's what I want to help you with. Rachel, at 1,000% comes down to confidence. I said this earlier. Lack of confidence is lack of motivation is lack of confidence. So when we're not motivated to tell someone no, okay, then we don't have confidence in ourselves. So yesterday I actually had a call with a client. I'll start to wrap up here so you guys. I had a call with a client yesterday, and I'm working with them. They're a couple I'm working with, and she said, my husband is such an instigator. I wouldn't drink wine every night if it weren't for him. And I said, okay, well, why is that? Why can't you say no? And that was a whole different conversation. That's private. I'm not going to get into it here. And then he was doing the grocery shopping. Well, why is that? Right? Like, why can't we say no? Where does that confidence come from? Her and I literally, we didn't talk nutrition yesterday. We talked about, just building her confidence and her self-worth. Oh my gosh, self-worth? Holy moly. That's a whole nother training. Oh, I love this. I want to talk more about this. Yeah, Rachel, I want to help you build your confidence, girl. Confidence is everything. Food freedom. The foundation of food freedom is confidence. And like I said, this is one strategy, okay? But this is not the only thing. There's more. Okay, so if you're really ready to change your life, okay, and I also want to, be really honest about something, guys. Remember the food pyramid. Oh my God, I hate the freaking food pyramid. It's such a joke. It's totally wrong. The pyramid at the beginning, mindset's the foundation, right? And I want you to understand something, that mindset, working on your mindset is not just for weight loss, and it's not just for food freedom. Working on your mindset affects every other part of your life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Write that down. Write it down, it's really important. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you can fix your mindset, your confidence, your self-worth, your self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, the motivation, this will translate into so many parts of your life, like your family, being a better parent, being a stronger spouse, being able to stand up, being an advocate for yourself. Not just at home and in your relationships, but at work. You know how many people I talk to that says that this lack of confidence is impeding their progress and their advancement at work? I mean, this can be used for everything. This is not just about weight loss. And I want to be clear about something, guys. Like, when I work with people, it's not about the number on the scale, okay? It's more about the level of confidence. And if you've talked to me before, I like to use the 1 to 10 scale. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in X, Y, and Z? Right? I want everyone to be at a 10. Because if you're at a 1, we got a long way to go, right? And to get from a 1 to a 10, it's 1,000% possible, but you have to be all in and committed to do it, right? And that takes mindset work, right? It's all in the mind. I love this. I told you it's my favorite topic to talk about. Okay, so like I said, this is one strategy that I share with you today, CTFAR. But there's so much to really make lifelong changes and to change your mindset that will affect every part of your life, okay? So if you're ready to dig deep, okay, into your mind and make lifelong changes that affect every part of your life, not just your weight loss, but your relationships, your work life, your home life, how you feel about yourself, right? Book a free call with me, okay? CreateMyWeight.com/apply, /apply, all right? Or shoot me a message. Say, Kristen, I really want to talk to you. You know, I want to see if you can help me. I really need help with my mindset. Let's talk about it. Because I want to know more about your story. That's really important to me. Like, I want to know your background, what you've done, what you're struggling with, and I'll let you know if I can help you, okay? So CreateMyWeight.com/apply, book a free call with me, okay? So, I'm sorry about the connection being in and out. I'm at an hour at this point, so I'm gonna log out here. I got to go. But tomorrow is day 4 of Food Freedom, okay? Accountability Day. So tomorrow, the accountability piece is the icing on the cake, right? Because I can tell you guys all the mindset work you need to do, and like I said, this is one strategy of many. I can tell you guys everything that you need to do, but if you're not doing it, right? And you're just like, oh, whatever, I'll do it later. That means like 2 years from now, maybe, right? If you're not doing it, there's no progress. No work, no progress, no results, right? So tomorrow's accountability, 4:30 p.m., okay? So I know in the original picture for the group, it said Friday at 2:30. I did change it to Thursday at 4:30 for a couple of reasons. One, because of my schedule. 2, because no one wants to talk about accountability on a Friday. I know. So tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern time. Before I log off here, guys, comment below if you're watching the free training, or the replay, I mean. Comment below if this helped you. In one big takeaway from today's training. This is your exit ticket. Rachel, you're a teacher, you understand this. Comment below if this, what you learned from today, one big takeaway, and what you're gonna do this week to start making some changes. I really want you guys to see transformation. Information, I want to also make this clear, guys. Information does not lead to transformation. Doesn't matter, no. A lot of people, they love to read on the internet, attend all these trainings, and just like learn shit. Sorry for my cursing, but they like to learn stuff, and then it just sits in their notebook. You guys, I am an educator. My master's is in curriculum. Do you know how many trainings I've been to? Oh my God. And how many trainings I do, and like I have notebooks of stuff, but like you have to implement it. So you better implement this. If mindset's your struggle, I want you to implement this. So comment below with your big takeaway from today. If I don't see it now, I will comment on it later. I am so happy that you guys joined me. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if it was. If you want to talk to me, shoot me a message or go to createmyweight.com/apply for a free call with me. Rachel, I'm so glad that call served you. I really enjoy talking to you. Valerie, what's up? What's up? So, yeah, I hope to see you guys tomorrow, 4:30, and I'll have a special offer for those of you who join me tomorrow for the whole training. Super, super surprise for Food Freedom. Independence Day is coming up. I've got some treats, some special offers for you, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, Diane, I'm so glad you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Tell me your takeaway from today. I want to know. Tell me. All right. Bye, guys.